Chapter 6, Episode 2, Part 2. The laser-like show came to an end, and I found myself staring up at a blue sky. White clouds drifted along the air, creating a beautiful sight. I can't believe how lucky I was to see so much wonderful stuff all at once. Oh look, a dinosaur! No, it wasn't time to lose my head in the clouds. I'm supposed to be registered so that I could be a proper maverick hunter. I looked around in order to get an idea of where I was. It seemed to be a large city. White buildings littered the skyline, while airships flew about left and right. Men and women scattered around everywhere, looking like they all had places to be and were late in getting there. I turned around to see a building that dwarfed the Burkina Industries HQ easily. The massive structure seemed to get progressively narrower as it went up into a top-reached point, resembling a needle. I shivered for a moment. Knew it meant bad memories. "Iris!" Mom called out after me. I stepped my head down to see her dad in front of the evil-shaped building. She was waving at me to hurry up. I ran up to the two of them, a tingling feeling making its way down my spine. I said as I approached them. "Are you sure this is the right place?" Mom nodded. I looked back up along the building. "Needles. Iris, don't let the building get to you," Dad said, well aware of how I was feeling. I took a deep breath, trying to calm the nerves that was shaking all over my body. "Thanks, Dad." He wrapped my arm around my shoulders, helping me settle down. I looked down with a smile on my face. I don't know how he does it, but every time I think about what happened, Dad somehow manages to help me remember that things could have been worse. I wonder if he did the same thing with Mom whenever they were fighting their war. I lost myself in my thoughts and absently followed Mom and Dad to the Hunter HQ. We approached the front desk, where an over-enthusiastic representative greeted us. "Well, hi, y'all," she said, a huge smile on her face. I didn't quite recognize the accent she spoke with. She didn't really stand out, in my opinion. She had on a white blouse, a white skirt that ended just above her knees. Her otherwise shortly length brown hair was parted into two pigtails. Even her name, Grace, according to her name tag, was rather generic. "How can we help you out today?" "We're here to register a candidate as a maverick hunter," Mom answered with a sweet smile. "We're here under the recommendation of Colonel Blaze." Grace gasped, bringing her hand up to her mouth. "Oh, you're the ones!" She skimmed around the desk a bit, looking for something. "The Colonel's expecting you folks." "Oh, where are they? I know I left those orders around here somewhere." Dad noticed a sheet of paper on the desk in front of the panicking receptionist. "Is that what you're looking for?" he asked, pointing out. "Oh, why thank ya. Now let's see." She read the sheet over. You're to take that elevator." She pointed to a nearby elevator. "Up to the 90th floor. The Colonel will meet y'all there." "Thanks," Mom said as we walked over to the elevator in question. I pressed the button and called for the lift. As we waited for it, Mom tried to discreetly shake her head to forget who we just met. When the doors opened, the three of us quickly entered. Dad pressed the button for the 90th floor. Just as we began our ascension, I turned to Dad and asked him a question. "How about that receptionist? Is it okay if the word hit comes to mind?" Mom and Dad laughed. The elevator was moving slower than any of us would have liked. The lift was rather large, compared to others I've been in, and had windows along the back wall, so that we could see outside. I sat down and stared up at the ceiling. Mom watched the windows, admiring the cityscape outside. Dad upped to lean against the corner and crossed his arms and closed his eyes. I figured he might have been tired. "He's not been a big fan of elevators," Mom said when she noticed that I was looking at him. I raised an eyebrow. "Why not?" They're good ambush spots," Dad said, his sense never changing his eyes remaining closed. "It's also good we get someone out of the way and make it look like an accident." I rolled my eyes. "I doubt anyone's going to try anything here, Dad." "Never hurts to be cautious." "We're almost there," Mom said. I looked at the floor display just above the doors. We were only 15 floors away. My heart started pounding my chest. I looked down at my legs. My left one bounced up and down a little as anxiety set in. I ordered myself to stop moving and close my eyes. It's times like these that I'm thankful that I attend a traditional JoJo, and not one of those fly-by-night ones. I slowed my breathing down as I adjusted myself on my bottom. Clearing my mind of my thoughts, I was able to focus solely on my breathing. I could feel my body calming down thanks to meditation. I must have lost track of where we were, because Mom tapped me on the shoulder when the elevator stopped. I looked up at her, seeing a warm smile on her face. I returned the smile. Dad, who moved out to my other side, held out his hand to help me up, which I took. I had the most caring, if not the most battle-hardened parents in the world. We stepped out of the elevator into a large circular room. Television monitors lined the walls, displaying all kinds of information. A large monitor in the center of the opposite room had a map of the world on it. People milled about everywhere, relaying information to and from people from around the world. A singular chair sat in the middle of the room, sitting a man that looked familiar. For a few moments, everybody in the room ignored us. It was like we weren't even there. It kind of bothered me a little. I mean, come on. 300 people just stepped up the elevator and nobody so much as batted an eyelash in our direction. Mom seemed like she was a bit annoyed too. She must not be used to being ignored, commanding an entire army at one time and all. The snow-capped haired man from earlier sat in his center chair, sipping what I assumed to be coffee from a cup in his hand. He seemed more interested in what the monsters in the room had to say than the fact that we were here. That was until... Ladies and gentlemen, he said rather suddenly. He caught everyone off guard. Consider this a little lesson. 3 of us had just entered our Pharaoh command center, and not a single person other than myself noticed. You noticed, huh? Then why did you wait so long to say anything? I think I was just trying to save face. Everyone in the room, which I gathered to be about 30 or 40 people, all turned their heads to look at us awkwardly. I fought the urge to say something about it, not wanting to come off as a jerk on day one. Let's save that for another day, shall we? The man in the chair stood up, coffee cup still in his hand. He had on a large red jacket with green camouflage pants and heavy boots. How this guy wasn't burning up was beyond me. He began a slow walk in our direction. What's more, he continued, we just happen to be in the presence of a rather prestigious company. Had these 3 been a threat, rather than Sir and Dr. CL, we could be in a much worse situation than we are now. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bill worth paying every once in a while. I rolled my eyes. I could use some chips here, because this guy's absolutely covered in cheese. The search from other people got a little more intense. I don't think they believed Mom and Dad were who Snowcat said they were. Heck, I could still hardly believe it. Snowcat got closer and closer, revealing to me just how big this guy really was. He eventually made to us, a wild smile on his face. I had to look up just to see his guy's jaw. I hate being short. 0. CL. Glad you made it in one piece, he said. Colonel Chaw Blaze. What has this world come to? That joke is he had a hand greeting. Colonel Blaze took the blade in what looked like a tight grip. It's not in that bad of shape, Blaze said, drawing along with it. At least we've managed to keep the floor from looking cluttered. Maybe, Mom said, but there's more to keeping a room clean than worrying about just the floor. Oh, that's why we've got hired help. Colonel Blaze waved a hand around the room. Speaking of which, he looked down at me, literally. Is this little lady the one? I opened my mouth and attempted to tell him what I thought of him when Mom caught me off. Yes, this is our daughter, Iris. Colonel Blaze raised an eyebrow. Daughter? Adopted, I assume? No, jerk, I snapped. I'm the biological daughter, thanks for asking. I thought he might get upset. After all, I did just tell him my potential boss before he even hired me. Never get away to start an interview, kids. See, say to wise cats for when you're actually working for them. Make sure they're impersonal. Wait, is he laughing at me? What am I, a comedian? Sure enough, Snowcap, Colonel Blaze, took a few moments out of what seemed to be his busy schedule to chuckle. She's got your attitude, 0, he said simply. Dad rolled his eyes. That's what I've been screaming, I said, throwing her hands in the air. Shut up already, Jen and I cried out, looking at each other when we finished. More chuckling came from Colonel Blaze before he turned to the rest of the room. Nobody moved an inch this whole time, but just like we were some kind of comedy routine. I don't believe I relieved any of you of your duties, he said. The room snapped back to life as everyone began to mind their own business. He then waved over a pair of kids, who came running to signal. Iris, meet the twins. What's up with Shafidit and Bob? I looked at him with a raised eyebrow. Was that supposed to be a joke? The twins rolled their collective eyes. You have to forgive the boss, one said. He had short, green-spiked hair and light blue eyes. He wore green sweatpants and a white and green shirt. His shoes were in a bit of a twist, blue. He's prone to make references to stuff before our time, the other added. He looked like his brother, except that where the first had green, this one had purple and his eyes were red rather than blue. Not like an evil I'ma destroy Joe red, but red like Joe rubies. His shoes were also red, rather than blue or purple. I'm Mitty, the green lover said. I'm Techno, the purple one added. We'll be your field technicians as well as your operators as long as you're with us. I get my own support team? I asked. The twins nodded. Cool. I noticed that the two were staring at me oddly. I was an eyebrow about it. What are you guys staring at? They both pointed awkwardly at me and gave me their answer in the stereotypical twin story sound. You're flat. My left arm shot up to cover my chest, while my right commenced slapping my team in the faces. Thanks for trying that out, jerks. It's not my fault I'm underfed for my age. Really? Nature hates me. Well then, Colonel Blaze cut in. Now that the introductions are out of the way, let's get you registered. He walked back to and sat down in a chair. Stand over here, he instructed, pointing to a spot in front of his seat. I walked over to where he wanted me to. Now what? I asked. Turn around, he answered simply. I'm not the one who's going to answer the all-important question. Colonel Blaze typed in a few commands on his chair's mini computer. Turning around, I noticed that the main display in the room displayed the Maverick Hunter insignia. Maverick Hunter registration requested. Please provide a proper authorization code, a human voice said. Charlie 2215 Beta, the colonel answered. Please provide 2 valid witness codes. Said as 6625 Omega. Dad. Charlie 8499 White. Mom. Authorization codes accepted. Beginning subject scan. A small camera came down from the scene and fired off a red lamp. The camera circled me a couple times. Data collection in progress. Gender, female. Height, 67 inches. Weight, 94 pounds. I blenched. Thanks for putting that out there. You want to give out my blood type while you're at it? Blood type, seronegative. Thumbs up. Name, Iris Sakamoto. Please enter her name to complete registration. That's you, Iris, Mom said. Say your name and you'll be registered with it. I took a deep breath. With all the courage I could muster, said the name I really wanted to use. Zero. A small buzz would sound as the screen in front of me flashed red. Notice, unable to complete registration was selected an option. I raised an eyebrow. What went wrong? I looked around hoping to find an answer instead. Instead, I heard sniggers come from all around me. Many in Techno started lifting their heads off. What? I asked, confused. You can't use that name, Mitty said, continuing to laugh. That name's been retired for years, Techno added. Nobody's allowed to use it. Could you imagine how many people would be running around dragging your dad's name through the dirt if we could? My bum loose laughed from under my top. But I really want to use it, I whined. You can't, Mitty chided. You have to come up with something else, Techno said. Looked back at the colonel, my pouch still in full force. He didn't look like he cared much. I really want to use it, I almost whispered. The colonel's eyes rolled. He adjusted himself in his seat. Maybe we should let the computer randomly pick a name, he said. He did a little more typing. I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. It wasn't fair. I wanted to use my hero/dad's name. I didn't want some computer just a name that was going to fit me at all. You know what Colonel Jerkface over there was doing was sitting in his chair with a smug look on his face. Please enter here and turn her name to complete registration. The computer voice repeated. I bet Colonel Pants of Blaze was sitting there, watching me squirm in agony. He's probably enjoying... Zero, he said loud, earning wide-eyed looks from everyone. My suffering? Notice, unable to complete override code Alpha 117 Prairie. Override accepted. Registration complete. Colonel, Mitty said. Techno put his hand on his brother's shoulder. Is it right, Mitty? He said. Colonel knows best. That's right, Colonel Blaze said. I sighed. Mitty stepped up to the Colonel, who handed him a watch. Mitty then walked up to me and handed it over. This watch is very special, he said with a smug glint in his eye. This is a Hunter Morpher. It's programmed to automatically teleport and equip your armor from wherever you've got it stored. It'll keep you from having to run home or to a garbage can set up whenever you're needed. The watch, Techno added, is programmed to only respond to your focal pattern and to a very specific command. All you have to do is say Hunter Form Power Up, and the watch will suit you up right away. I raised an eyebrow. Hunter Form Power Up? I repeated slowly. You've got to be kidding me. Mitty smiled. Nope. You also have to press the red button on the watch's face. He pointed to the button in question. Techno poked me in the ear, causing the green twin to jump. Keep in mind, though, that your watch is the first ever produced, and most of the technology used to make it work is still in the theoretical stages. So then, what you're saying is that this thing's never been tested before. The twin said a word. And for all anybody knows, this thing could be a dud, and I'd be a sitting duck while sending complete goof at the same time? More silence. Great. A warning sign blared loudly as a red light pulsed in the room. The useless twins ran out to a couple of home computers. "There's a report of medical activity in the Arcadian capital," they shouted to all to hear. Not that he needed to. "It seems to be a single unit. No other medical signal is being detected in the area." Techno first turned to face me. "Great time to test out the morpher." "Yeah, great. Let's see if the stupid watch actually works when I might need it. I thought tests were supposed to be done before stuff went out for use." "Beginning transport," Mitty said. "Transport? I haven't even put the stupid watch on yet." "Wait!" I cried. "Can I get a second to..." Tingle said in again. No, apparently I couldn't. As a reviewer note, Iris' age is something I plan on going into once I get my series retelling truly underway. Suffice to say that my plans for retail offer to be an M-rated story.